course, Paul Moyer joining us, Sun Devil, who's going to be at the game tomorrow. We're jealous. Paul, you get to go to this game tomorrow. What are you thinking? How you think this is going to turn out for your Sun Devils?
Well, I'm hopeful. That is for sure. I think the strength of our team running the ball and one of their weaknesses, they give up some yards on the ground, is going to play into it. I just think we're on a roll, playing our best football right now. Maybe a team of destiny. I'm just excited. Got a lot of former players and alumni down there, and they're going to come and hang out with me in Dallas. It's going to be fun.
I hear there's quite the contingency that's coming up that way. Pep rally, I understand, this afternoon. But when you watch the Devils from years past and what turnaround Kenny has done with this team from last year, besides Scadaboo's there, Levitt's come back, anything in particular that you take a note that's a constant with this team now?
I met Kenny last year when they came up and played University of Washington, and it was my first time meeting him, but I have some friends that, we're raving about him and so you got to listen to what he's saying. And look, I said his passion is real. I mean, his work ethic is, second to none. And I just think it's his belief system, because when they played University of Washington last year, they were not intimidated. They thought they were going to beat them. The night before, I'm talking with them, and they're like, look, we think we have a great game plan. We match up well. And this is a team that went on and played for the national championship, had, 3 first-round picks. I mean, just a really talented team, talking about University of Washington last year. And so now let's fast-forward it to this year. He never wavered, even with them picking them dead last in the Big 12. I just think, there's a fine line between great players and good players, just like the NFL, and it's the same way in college. And if you can get these guys to believe and buy into team and what our personality is and our identity is, I mean, they are all bought in on this. I don't know if they're the most talented team, but they certainly play like they are. And I think it comes from the top down, and it's from the assistant coaches and all these players that have bought into it. So it's cool. It's really fun to watch.
Paul Moyer joining us here on the Right to the Guest line, Fox Sports 910. He'll be at the game tomorrow, but of course also being part of the Seattle Seahawks radio network on Sunday. With all the guys coming down, the alum, has Graham Rossini and his team told you guys to bring your checkbook so you guys can extend Kenny Dillingham, Big 12 Coach of the Year? I mean, he deserves a little bit more money.
Oh, by the way, Paul.
For you former players.
We are. Well, look, they've done a really good job of spreading. What I would tell teams, because up here at University of Washington, they're Tyee, which is their booster club. They're not as wide. They're more deep. They got a few more deep pockets. I think what Arizona State has tried to do is say, hey, let's go get 3,000 people given $1,000 a year, $100 a month.
Exactly.
And there's just a lot of buy into it. And I've done it. Almost all my friends have. So Dillingham probably does deserve a big raise coming, but it's early, man. We're in the second year, and keep doing what you're doing. He's going to make more money than he's ever dreamed of.
And how important is it to keep those assistants, which he did? He went back there. Graham Rossini went ahead and redid or added to the current assistants. And I think he had like a $200,000, $300,000 as bonus to some of the 20 other people that just help around the program. That's got to bode so well. But taking care of your assistants, Paul, you've been an assistant coach. You know what that's like. Has got to bode loyalty out the wazoo.
Yeah, I never feel sorry for head coaches when they get fired. They've made their money.
Sure.
The assistant coaches are the ones that are moving around every few years, and yeah, they make good money now. But they're fighting for a career. It's always it's like sales. I just made a sale. Where's the next one? Mm-hmm. And the same thing with it being an assistant coach. So I think Kenny's got it, man. I mean, because if you can create an environment where coaches love to go, it isn't. I know everybody talks about it's about money, but it isn't always about the most money. it can be, I'm making a fantastic living. This is a great quality of life. It's a great state to live in. This is, we've all said it's a sleeping giant here. Someone just got to wake the giant and let it roar. And so I think that's what he's done. Is say, look, you guys are going to get paid well. It's a great work environment. There's some coaches, man, it's not fun. It is, okay, what are you teaching these guys? What are you doing wrong? It's just constant. And so I think he's creating an environment for the coaches and the players that, yeah, you might make a few more dollars somewhere else, but be careful what you wish for.
All right, let's talk Seattle Seahawks. Quite a week for Coach. Big game over the Jets, and then his wife went into labor, and Tuesday they welcomed their first child. So he's been a little busy this week.
A little busy.
So I figure, Cardinal fans are hoping that, the game plan's not in yet, and they're going to have an edge here. No? Maybe?
Yeah, well, the Arizona may have an edge.
Yeah.
We're just 2 weeks from playing against each other, and that's tough because when you win a game, you're looking at the game plan and thinking, that worked pretty well. There's not a whole lot to change. And when you lose, you throw the whole game plan out and start from scratch. So I would say maybe there's probably a little bit of an advantage there. Other than that, not much.
Yeah.
I think, we're going to have the 12s are going to travel really well down to Arizona. It's going to be, we make some plays. You're going to hear it from both sides. And I think the other thing is the way I think our defensive line dominated the offensive line for Arizona, I don't know if that changes much either. What I think is going to change is Kyler Murray. I mean, they really kept him, in the pocket. He only took off for 2 runs for 9 yards, which is that in itself is a win. He had 15 sacks coming into that game. We got him 5 times, probably could have got him 7 or 8. So our defensive line and the scheme we're running right now is really doing some cool things against other offenses. The flip side, guys, I thought the defensive front for Arizona absolutely dominated the Seahawks too. So I expect it's going to be a great game like the last one. And, whoever makes the most plays is going to win this one. It's pretty much that simple.
Paul, from a safety position, which you played, watching Leonard Williams, what can you say about this guy? Lightning in a bottle the last 3 or 4 weeks. And then the interception, the pick 6, or he's going down that side for the interception. Who knew the guy ran a 4.5 40 at 290 pounds, right?
They had a pretty good contingency going down that sideline.
They did.
Leonard Williams, Big Cat, we got a lot of names for him here. I don't know how the Jets and Giants let him go. He is such a complete player. Against the run, he can handle a double team. We've had him inside. We play him outside at times. That interception, which we don't do often, we dropped Leonard Williams into coverage, and he played it perfect. I mean, they clearly had a side adjust on it. He dropped right into the zone, got his big mid on there, knocked it up, and showed some good hands and some great speed for a 300-pounder. I mean, I think I read where it's the longest touchdown for a 300-plus man in NFL history. So, a lot of cool things there. And the one thing is it's been a struggle defensively up until about 4 weeks ago. Getting, Ernest Jones in there was key. I think just solidifying the roles for our defensive line, getting them playing 45, 50% of the snaps other than Leonard Williams, keeping them rested. It's been remarkable what's happened the last 4 weeks. They have not given up more than 14 points in regulation the last 4 weeks. And what I mean by that is the defense. We've given up some return touchdowns. We've thrown an interception for a touchdown, but the actual defensive points given up has been less than 14 the last 4 weeks.
Paul, is this offense trying to get off the schneid quicker? It seems as though you guys it seems as though it's first gear, second, third, fourth. Are they working on trying to start off in third or fourth gear this week or moving forward?
God, I hope so. It's just I've been telling people it is what it is. We're not a great offensive line. We got to scheme it and game plan it properly, where we just keep the defensive line and front off balance with screens, some quick play. I think the biggest frustration is we just can't run the ball. I don't know if it's commitment. I don't know if it's just the timing of it. We've got a great running back. You would think the guys we have would be better run offensive linemen than good pass protective guys, but we just can't get that going. We're just not going to be a team that is going to score 30-plus points. It's just too difficult for us. So we got to play great defense, can't turn the ball over. We're not a great team, but we're good enough to beat anybody. That's the one frustrating part. The offense we thought would be a bit of the strength this year. It just hasn't happened. With that being said, you got to be careful because they've got some guys like, DK and JSN has really stepped up, and, your third wide receiver, Tyler Lockett, you don't ever want to forget about him. So, but it's an offense that's been frustrating this year.
Paul, I'll let you go on this one. Regarding, I know this doesn't affect a lot of people that are in the fantasy, but the punter situation there. I know you signed a guy to a practice squad. You think the veteran's going to be able to go?
I just got an email today. They don't think so.
Oh, okay. All right.
And they think he's definitely on the doubtful. And I think Mike McDonald said he didn't think he would be there. So that's fine. I mean, just go for it on 4th down and 6 and 7 from your own 30-yard line the whole time, like they did last week.
Sure.
It was so weird because we didn't know what was going on, and I'm going, it's 4th and 7. What are we doing? And it worked. But hopefully we don't have to punt too much.
Yeah.
But,
and you need to know this, Paul, for your broadcast. It's a Kansas State guy that they got. It's Ty Zentler. So he's not very good. I feel sorry to tell you, Manucci being a Kansas State.
Put him with Tyler.
He's used to punting though.
Exactly. Yes. Very good.
You know what? But you put him with Tyler Lockett, the other fine K-State Wildcat.
There you
It'll
go.
be just fine.
Good comeback there.
Yeah, you
all
like
right.
that?
You win that one.
Lots of love.
Paul, enjoy it tomorrow, man. We hope we can talk to you here in the next couple of weeks and talk about the playoffs for ASU. So that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, I look forward to it, man. Go ASU, and we look forward to getting down to Arizona and playing you as well.
You guys, Paul Moyer joining us. You can check him out. He is part of Seattle Sports, ESPN 710 there. You can follow him on Twitter at Paul Moyer21. So he's at the game tomorrow, and then he'll be here on Sunday. He's brought to you today by All City Towing. They're hiring. If you want to start off the year on the right foot, go to allcitytowing.com and search careers. All City Towing, where your future is on the move. The Lions, they kicked off the Week 14 with a thrilling last-second walk-off. We'll talk a little bit about that and some other news in the National Football